started. I'm Trina. I don't know if I have my video on so you can see me. Nope, I did have it on. Okay. So, what we're doing, Andrea here on top, she's my sister, and then Jessica, uh, is my other sister. They're my business partners. And then Jenny, that's on here, is my assistant. And I don't know if Autumn's on here. I only see a few of you on here. And so we have been working really hard putting this program together. It's what we're calling a hybrid service dog program. And basically, it's going to include uh, an online course that you can work through, but we're also going to have, weekly coaching calls so we can help people where they're at, and a community where you can post videos and get feedback and talk to other people that are in similar situations as you are. And then as part of the program, there's actually an opportunity to be able to, get paid or to earn your own spot. And so, let's see. So there's different people that this program will be good for. Um, People who want to have the need for a service dog and have been considering it, but they're not sure if it's a good choice. Um, People who have looked into having service dogs or getting a service dog, but realize that most programs are 1 to 4 years and, thousands of dollars, or if it's a grant type program, there's not enough available to meet everybody's needs who could benefit from a service dog. So a lot of people start looking into training their own service dog. And if you're looking into training your own service dog and need help deciding on if it's the right choice for you, but you don't know where to start, or you have a dog, you're considering training for a service dog, and you're not sure if it's a good match, um, that's where this comes in. So, um, or if you know somebody that needs a service dog, has a need for a service dog, child, a spouse, or relative, something like that, that you're considering a service dog for, of course, as well. So it doesn't have to be for yourself. It could be somebody else that you care about that you think could benefit. So let me remember to go through my little slides here. Maybe.
Trina, I have a question.
Yeah, go for it.
Um, what I'm doing with my dog is I have mobility issues, and she surprisingly helps me walk more stably than walking sticks. I mean, I can do like a mile, 2 miles with her walking. I can only do about 4 blocks with the sticks. So
Yeah.
I consider her a service dog, but that doesn't fit into the real standard definition. Will this work?
Well, so potentially, there's different things to look at. So as far as the ADA goes, a service dog mitigates a person's disability, right? And there's some different factors we have to look for, right? One of them is the public access, right? If you want to take them places, they need to behave appropriately. But the stability for mobility does fit. That is something that we have helped people with and can help people with, and it absolutely qualifies as a service dog task, right?
Okay.
I Counterbalancing, that type of thing can be really helpful. So yes, there is definitely potential in that area. So yeah, so that this is what this is for. In the my little toggle thing is not working on my keyboard for some reason. There it goes. Um, so, people have seen, like, it's limited. It's limited what you can do to get a service dog. And so again, this is for the people kind of stuck in between the do it yourself, trying to jump around a system that isn't really built for you, right? It's a limited system. and you don't having any guidance. So, there's some different options. People go to YouTube and videos and stuff. And the problem with that is everybody has a different opinion, right? There's other trainers in this room, and I'm sure we could have a discussion on something about anything, as far as the right and wrong way or a different way of doing it. So there's a lot of different information out there, but none of that information is geared towards you, your goals, your situation, what you're going through, the dog that you have, or the dog that you may be looking for, right? So it's just kind of general, you're trying to piecemeal it together. The other thing is, I see a lot of people, I'm in a lot of service dog groups and stuff, and I see the questions people are asking. And it's just not common knowledge how to start, especially with the medical alerting, but how to start at many of the tasks. People just don't know where to start. And certain things, it's really important that you do things in a process, especially like the medical alerting, where we are teaching them to detect like physiological change in the person's body and to alert to that. And so, the order is really important in these things. And what I see in the groups is people don't even know how to take a proper scent sample, let alone imprint the dog properly so that it's really clear to the dog what they're indicating on. And then, of course, there's the fear of doing things wrong, and nobody wants to waste time, money, those types of things. So just having that guidance, right? There's two choices out there from what I've seen mostly. There's like do it yourself. There's a couple online courses, and then there's the full programs where they train and place the dog, but there's not a program in between that gives the do it yourself or actual coaching and guidance so they can be successful. So that's what we're really trying to do here. And so this is just an in-between slide, right? It's not about trying harder, it's having a clear path, as well as starting with the right dog. So the first question to ask yourself is, if you already have a dog, is it the right dog? Right? The main problem that people have that causes them to not succeed in service work is this very thing right here, not starting with the right dog in the first place. So there's very specific things that we're looking for when we start that. Now it sounds like Sandy has a dog already and it's already doing some work. So that's great, because then maybe we can just work with you on molding that work or preparing for public access so that, you're meeting the ADA laws and successful, right? Obviously, if your dog is helping you with mobility, we need really good focus and not to get distracted. And then all of a sudden, it's not doing its job anymore when you're counting on it. This weird thing, it works sometimes and not others. Weird. Okay. So for the people who don't have a dog already, that is a great starting point. Like if you're just considering if you should get a dog, what kind of dog you might want, what your needs are. A lot of people, the first mistake that they make is they just go out and they find a dog. They're like, oh, my neighbor's dog had a dog, right? I got a puppy. And they're not choosing their dog with the goals and intentions in mind. They might have in mind that they want it for a service dog, but they're not looking at the traits that that dog has to see if it matches what their needs are. And we get that all the time. And I'm like, oh, I wish I would have got you, a month earlier, 2 months earlier, caught you so I could have guided you along this. So for the people who don't have a dog yet, we have some different guidance programs. Personally, I've done a lot of research on genetics and behavior, and I had put together a whole presentation on that topic that I recorded. And honestly, the PowerPoint presentation went much better than this start was today with the Zoom not wanting to cooperate. But it's packed full of information on the genetic traits that dogs are born with, and the ones that are the highly passed down and the ones that are like more learned, right? Because a lot of times people think that everything's about what the dog learns, the environment they were raised in, how they were treated, and that's just not true. There's many genetics that are passed down, and fear and anxiety are two of the most heritable traits, and those are two of the traits that are going to make a dog fail in a service dog program. We need confidence and stability. So when we're choosing the puppy, or a rescue dog is fine too. We've worked with dogs from all backgrounds. If they have the stability, then we can work with that. But if they're fearful, anxious, those aggression obviously are no-goes. So the self-guided option is there's a lot of information in my book that we give out, and so I made the information in that into a course. It covers choosing a breeder, so there's a whole like worksheet so you can do breeder interviews and look and see if they're doing health and genetic testing. They should be doing hips, elbows, eyes, and any genetic testing that is associated with that breed that can be a potential problem. So looking at that, looking at what the parents are like, that behavior, looking at their breeding program, what are they breeding for, looking at their early development program, do they have one, right? Though looking at all those things. So I made out a breeder interview sheet. And there's some other resources in the course to help you with logging your training and as well as the different things to look for. So charts on the different hips and elbow testing and the way that they grade it and what those mean. So you know what you're looking for, and just the information so you can do good, efficient research. That's all in the self-guided course. You just have to read through it. There's two presentations. One is on choosing a puppy, where I walk you through the whole process that I do. And the other is has some of that in it, but it's more on the genetics and the behaviors and just kind of a little science-y geeking out on that aspect. So in the supported version, you get, of course, all of that, but then there's also bi-monthly group coaching calls and a community. So you can jump on, ask your questions, share videos, share information, whatever you need to support you. And then the done with you, that actually will include like puppy temperament testing, one puppy temperament test. It'll include helping you with the breeder research, the interviews, doing calls with you to the breeders. Like it's a full on hold your hand. We'll help you find the right dog. Type of a program. So I feel like the supported one is going to be the most popular here, but we are here to do more if people have that need or desire. So the puppy pathways, again, that's for people who don't have a dog yet. It's so weird. Okay. So these are just, again, the mistakes that cost you time and money with your dog, starting with the wrong dog. Some things just cannot be fixed. I sure wish that they all could be fixed. I wish we could stand here and say, bring us any dog, we can fix it. But the reality is that's not reality. Skipping foundations, like there is definitely a process to training, and a lot of people just go too fast. They don't have good solid foundations. They don't break things down into clear just to be clear to the dog as to what they're learning, and then move too fast into too high of distraction areas, and then some poor bad behaviors start to form. So we want to be really careful, that we teach good solid behaviors, and then we're training them at a level that they're prepared for to be successful, right? And so starting with the tasks too early, we do start with tasks. That sounds kind of bad. We do start task training like at 8 weeks, especially when it comes to medical alerting, but not in the way that people think. Like for the medical alerting, we're imprinting scent. And, as far as like stability or pressure therapy, things like that, we're starting to shape and mold the behaviors we want, but we're not putting any pressure on it. Like, for example, I have a puppy right now I'm working with, and since I got him at like, I think it was 14 weeks, I'm working on some pressure therapy. And when he gets up on my lap, I just guide him so that he doesn't trample on me. We have a system where he gets up on the side, comes across my lap gently. And I'm not asking for him to do that. I'm not putting a word to it or anything. Just when he gets up, I'm using my hands basically to guide him and make that the pattern of how you get up on my lap. So we start with some of that type of stuff, but we're not like asking him to task, out in public or even like I said, I'm not even putting a name to it yet. A lot of this stuff for me, it's more of emotion. Like I might pat like where I want them to go and guide them that way. So we're starting to mold those things, but um, putting too much pressure on them too early is going to backfire, right? And that's the same with the public access. That's kind of the glamour that everybody wants. And there's a lot of preparation that goes into that. And it's not necessarily what people think it is, right? So we need to do the foundations really, really well. And then we need to start generalizing those foundations into more difficult situations, but not too difficult of situations that we start causing other problems. So, um, we need to prepare for public access by like building their confidence in new environments and just having, I like to say, making the strange normal, right? Uh, All right, so this just kind of breaks it down. We're going to start with the foundations, and then when they're doing well at the foundations, we're going to move on to the next level, which is, defining the tasks and starting to build in the alerts if those apply. And then also the public access when they are doing really well with their thing, with their obedience, and they're really confident in new places, then we start pairing that together and working on some public access stuff in the real world. And so that will all be part of it. So this is just a little bit about the foundations. I kind of alluded to most of this already. Obedience under low distractions, and then working a lot on engagement and focus on the handler. We do a lot of this through play. We want the dogs to think that we are the best thing in the world. So it's a lot of people work on what is socialization. And so one thing is helping you really understand what socialization is. I actually refer to it as exposure work more, just because people feel that socialization is more about, taking them out to the dog park and letting them play with other dogs or letting them go greet every single person that you come across. And that really isn't what we want. We really want that to all, like I let the dogs play and stuff together, but I don't want that to be the priority in their life, right? I want me to be the priority, especially when we're talking about a service dog. They can't be distracted by every dog and every person. So I want those things to be more of the background noise while we play together and we build confidence in new places, around new things, around different sounds, around different surfaces, around different types of people, around other dogs, and all the things that we come across in the real world, right? So socialization, I will just say, is not about taking dogs to the dog park to play. There's definitely much more to it. And like I said, I like to consider it more about exposure because that's what we're trying to do. Again, make the strange normal. Um, and then scent imprinting, I talked about that a little bit. That's where we start, teaching the dog that this scent, this odor, maybe it's a low blood sugar or something like that. This odor equals a reward. It's good, right? So we're like, sniff this scent. Okay, here's your treat. And then this is a big thing that we run into. So this preserving natural drives will shape into tasks later. A lot of times, one of the big mistakes we see is people who want to train their dog for service work, let's say, pressure therapy, right? And if we are constantly correcting them for getting up on us, it's going to be hard to teach that later. The most common one is retrieval. right? The dogs go pick up your shoes and socks and we scold them and we take it away and we chase them down and we make that like, we try to suppress that. And then later on, when we want them to go retrieve stuff for us, they don't want to do it. They're confused. They're confused because they've been, corrected and told no, no, no all along. So those types of things, we want to look at the tasks that we're going to want to build into our dog's training. And we want to make sure that the way that we start teaching them from a very young age is in line with that, and that we're not suppressing behaviors that we're going to want to build on down the road, right? So that's what that's talking about there. And so those are just some of the things in the foundations. And then phase two is going to get into the actual tasks and alerting. So when it comes to like mobility, we're going to be doing the building blocks until they're full, their skeletal body is fully mature, right? We cannot be putting like pressure and stuff on an immature dog, but we can work things like to do a good stand stay, to stand in a middle position, to sit and lean up against our leg, right? Those types of things. We can start working in. I even have my one dog loves to grab and pull things, so I let him pull my laundry basket. I put a toy on it, let him pull my laundry basket to the washing machine for me. He thinks it's the funnest game ever, and I'm like, that's actually pretty handy. So as far as the other response behaviors go, pressure therapy, retrieval, the interruption stuff, we're going to start shaping those behaviors and naming them at this phase, right? This is where that molding that we did young is going to now start taking form, taking shape, and we can start asking for it and having them respond to it rather than us just kind of guiding and molding it and doing more what we call capturing, right? So, and then discrimination. I know I went backwards on this slide. um, Scent discrimination. That's where, we've been imprinting, we've been making a positive association with the odor, and now we're going to start making sure they understand it's that odor and not other odors. It's not the treats, it's not the training aids we've been using, it's not the coffee that was on our breath, those types of things. Let's see. Oh, it worked that time. All right. The public access, that again, it's not that we're not working on building blocks towards public access, but we're not going to go from working on, sit in our living room to sit in Costco, right? Like there's a lot of exposure work that has to happen in between so they can be confident in those really high, um, trafficy areas like flying and going on the bus and those types of things, right? Those can be pretty stressful, so we want to make sure the dog has the foundation it needs so it can go and do those things confidently and know exactly what we want from it. And we've worked on lots of different types of environments before we put them into the really difficult situations. So public access is one of the tracks. All right. So this is a process, right? I am not here to tell you that training your service dog is going to happen in 6 weeks, 6 months, or even the year that this course is, right? Most dogs take 18 months to 2 years, and that's just to get them to to where they're starting to task and they are doing okay in public access, but it's where the real long-term work begins, really, right? It's really the start because it's the reliability that you work on after you get them there, continuing to practice and setting them up for success. And if you see, any issues that pop up, that's where we're also here to support you and be like, okay, maybe we need to back off here and go back to this phase, so that we can rebuild. And that happens all the time in service dog training. They're doing great, great, great. And then something happens and we have to backtrack a couple steps. We're trying to avoid that, but it also is part of dog training. And we all have to watch what our dog is telling us and adjust as needed. So, The course, there's a track for medical alerting. There's a track for uh, general tasking. So that would be like the mobility and PTSD, those types of things. And then there's a track for public access. And each of those is a 1 year curriculum that will be dripped. Um, that how we do it will probably change some, like what we have in mind as we get feedback from our participants in the first month. We're going to really be working close with the people who sign up so that we can make the tweaks and changes we need to make this, effective and beneficial to the people that are involved. So the course is 12 months, but after that, your likelihood of being totally ready to go out in the world, it may happen, it may not. But we do have alumni support to keep going after that. That's like I think $59 a month, right? So that you can keep coming to the coaching calls, you can keep coming to the community, you can keep asking your questions, you can keep submitting videos and getting feedback. Um, and then you also still have access to the course. So if you didn't finish it in the year, you still got plenty of time. We won't take that away. Um, so basically, a lot of people go about this alone and have a hard time, and it's partly due to not having good structure. It's partly due to not having good feedback. Like it's really hard to be self-critical. I've had to go to another trainer with one of my personal dogs in the past who was having some aggression issues just to get some outside eyes on the situation. And that's okay. That's good. That's how we learn and grow. And then support, like it can be lonely, especially if you don't have people in your life that really understand what you're going through and what your need is for a service dog. The community support will give you other people that can relate to you, give you feedback, support. I mean, we really are looking to have an encouraging environment for people to come and get the help that they need. So, again, it's a hybrid service dog program. What I mean by hybrid is that we're going to have actually online course material. We'll have the weekly coaching calls and the community, as well as we will be offering in-person workshops at our facility. And we also are willing to go if somebody wanted to host a workshop. We're willing to travel and go host or go teach a workshop, work something out. I love to travel, so please take me up on that one. Somewhere cool or somewhere warm, I should say, somewhere warm, although it's nice here today. Um, so I just went over that, right? So weekly lessons, the curriculum, we say it's delivered weekly, but I feel like that might be something that we might end up doing more like monthly. There'll be like weekly lessons, but we might drip it faster. Kind of depends on where people are at and the feedback we get. That's a lot of what this early stuff is about, is getting feedback. We got the 3 training tracks that I talked about: medical alerting, the general tasking, and public access. You can do bundles, the live coaching. There's 2 per month we're doing the medical alerting and the general tasking together, and then the public access will be separate. And then the private community, everybody will be together. So it's okay if, people learn something about something else. I'm not going to worry about that. I think that having that community support is just going to be the most practical, beneficial way to do that rather than separating it all out. Um, so, you know, is this right for you? I don't know, right? I don't know. But if you know you want a service dog and you understand that it's going to take work and you're ready to do that work, um, and you want some professional guidance, we have been training. We just celebrated our 30 years of training. We've been training service dogs most of that time. Um, but we really started to dive into the service dog work, I think about 7 or 8 years ago now, that we really started to dive deep into service work and do more of that. But we've been training dogs and working with people, and have worked with people with many disabilities over the 30 years. I've actually been training closer to 40. I worked somewhere else before, but um, I was young, so it only kind of counts, I guess. And then, yeah, if you just want a clear path, you want somebody when it's fine if you go down a YouTube rabbit hole, you're welcome to bring that thought or concept to one of our calls and ask about it. And yeah, we'll be happy to be like, yeah, that sounds great. No, that here's where that could be problematic. There's not just one way to train a dog. And we always have to be considering the needs of the dog and the feedback that they're giving us when we're training them. And it's not uncommon that we have to shift gears in our training to be successful. So, if you're not sure and you're not sure where to start, if you have a dog and you're not sure if it's the right dog, we do offer evaluations, and we're doing 50% off the evaluation. So that is one thing that you can just definitely book with us, a Zoom eval. If you're in our area, we do them in person as well. But if you're not, we are moving into the world of Zoom. Um, and then there's the puppy pathways. If you don't have a dog and you're choosing a dog, I meant to change this slide. There's not a link in the description because I don't know where description is, but um, if you're looking for a dog, then the puppy pathways, that's what that program's for, to guide you, to help stack those cards so that you are more likely to have success, right? There's never any guarantees with dogs and what we're doing, but we can definitely do all the things to put us in the best position for success. Um, I alluded to this already that we will do both in-person workshops. I don't have one scheduled yet. I've been working so much on this course, as well as Andrea, Jessica, and Autumn, and Jenny. All of us, the whole team of us, have been working so much on the course. We haven't gotten this scheduled yet, but we will be scheduling workshops if people want that in-person, actual in person, and we'll make it worthwhile to travel a ways, right? There's a good hotel not too far from us that's dog friendly and not horribly expensive. Um, and then the other thing is that we came up with, this was due to a friend of mine approaching me on something totally different, but it put this in mind, is an affiliate program. The affiliate program is a way that you can earn commission through referrals, and you could even earn like your own spot relatively easy. And so I'm working on putting that together as well. And so basically, um, I have some it's from 10 to 20% is the payout of whatever program that you were to refer. You don't even have to do any selling. I'm setting everything up. And there's like this link that you put in there. And through the end of May, if you sign up as an affiliate, we're upping that 10% to 15%. So you'll be locked into 15% per life versus the start out rate of 10%. It's a graduating progression up to 20%. But we really want to get this program out into the world. And then also, the way I figure is we're going to have to pay for advertising. And honestly, I'd rather pay you. I'd rather give you the opportunity to earn a spot in the program or make a little bit of extra cash than paying Facebook ads. So that is an option as well. Also, I think, let me go back here. Oh, no, maybe it's forward. Okay. I got a little ahead of myself. And then, so that's the affiliate program. Again, you don't have to be a member, but if you are, that's obviously you're going to understand the program better. But then this is an opportunity for those of you who are getting in early. This is our inaugural class enrollment. We're enrolling between now and the end of the month. And we plan to use the month of June to be like our testing month with you. That's why we're giving some incentives to get people to join us now. So I just want to be clear, it's not perfect. You guys have probably already figured that out, that I make mistakes and I'm human. And that, again, that's part of what this is about, is working out those mistakes. So what I need is people who are forgiving to work with me so that in July 1st, we can kick this off to everybody. And the cool thing is that your feedback will be part of the course. Like you'll be able to help us mold it. While we have a lot of content already built and in place, we will be tweaking and adjusting that content per your feedback. And that probably will not end in the month of June. I can see that we will always be tweaking and building and improving probably for the lifetime. That's but we want to get it kicked off with a good start and make sure our systems are working properly. People are able to get set up easily. The Zoom links are working properly, those types of things. So I don't know what happened today, but yeah, those are the types of kinks that we're trying to work out. And so basically, um, we have 25 spots that we're trying to fill at most for the month. I don't want to do any more than that because I don't feel like I'm going to be able to do a good job if we get too overwhelmed. So at most 25 people. And so if you sign up between now and the end of the month, you'll get 15% off for a lifetime any of the programs, right? We have it split up into like monthly and yearly. You'll get the bonus, you'll get the supported puppy pathways. So the puppy pathways, the supported one was the one that has the course plus the twice a month coaching calls and a community. And then and I'll do a service dog evaluation. So if you already have a dog, I'll do an evaluation as part of the bonuses. And then will be the only people for the month of June, right? It's going to be like I'm going to do a kickoff, like an intro call on June 1st. So that's where we can get together, introduce ourselves, get to know a little bit about, what you're looking for. And although I'll send out a questionnaire before that so that I have a better idea. And then yeah, we'll be working throughout the month on those programs before the full launch in July. And yeah, and we have a 30-day satisfaction guaranteed. So uh, again, it is in the trial phase, right? You're going to be working with us, but we want to make sure you're happy. It's beneficial. We're not here trying to take people's money. This is really something that we've worked hard on. Andrea and I actually built the outline for this program about 6 years ago, and it's a big job, and we didn't have what we needed to make it successful then. And we do have what we need, the support, the system now, but I'm tapping into new parts of the system and learning. And I do have support, but also mistakes are going to happen along the way. That's just is what it is. Um, so yeah, that's basically it in a nutshell. There's a link. I will actually put in the chat here in just a moment. Um, that will take you to like an offering page that you can sign up that will give you those discounts when you sign up. There's like codes that you have to put in there. But in the meantime, does anybody have any questions?
I just sent a thing. Do you have a slide on the prices for the other courses? You
For
put the
the other
price, yeah,
courses?
you put the one up for the puppy pathway, but not the
Oh,
other
yeah.
one.
Let me, yeah. Let me see. Give me just one moment. Does anybody have any other questions?
Yeah, Lydia was just asking about a dog if it was too old. I'm not sure. She said she was almost one when she
Uh,
rescued her, but I don't know how old she is now. Oh, she's 5 now.
okay.
I know someone
It,
else, a dog that's 3, almost 4.
yeah, I mean, it is kind of a late start, but also um, it'll depend on the health and the background of the dog. Like, is the dog, pretty healthy still? And then what's its temperament like? Like, does it have a solid temperament and good obedience already? Um, so those would be a couple of the considerations.
Yeah, and I think also, yeah, it depends on what kind of tasks you're needing too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, exactly. All right. Here we go. Okay, I'm
But
putting
this
the link. in the I just put the link in the chats. And so that takes you to just a page that has all the different pricing on it and shows you what the pricing will be with that discount. You have to make sure that you put the code in and push apply to get it to work. I've had a couple people do evaluations and they didn't push apply. I think that's my theory is they didn't push apply. Um, so, okay, I'm just kind of
asking similar question. Our dog is 3, almost 4, and wondering if we missed the window.
yeah, a 3 almost 4. Again, that is oh, thanks about the turtle necklace. My girlfriend got that for me. Yeah, 3 almost 4. I mean, that's a little bit better, more in the range. But again, if they are naturally very confident and they already have pretty decent behavior and the tasks that you need aren't too taxing on them, or even if they are taxing, they're in good physical condition. Honestly, some dogs don't even fully mature physically until 3. Like your golden retrievers, which are really common in service work, they don't totally fill out and mature until closer to 3 than even 2. So yeah, it definitely depends on the other factors. But good questions. It's kind of right in there. Let's see. Pre-evaluation. Oh, that was the one that I already answered. I scrolled up really far. Yeah, Lydia, and definitely we could jump on and do, an evaluation and see if, you know, see if it sounds like it's a logical choice. Almost 8. Again, that's getting up there. I mean, Sandy, I think you were saying that she's already doing some tasking stuff though, right? You guys
Um,
can unmute yourself and just talk to me. I'm not that formal.
let me, I have, yeah. Oh, how do I get back here?
I know that's half my problem too.
Okay, can you hear me now?
I can hear you, yes.
Okay. Um, sorry. I have you on my iPad and when I've done some of these, I do it on my computer. So I'm trying to figure out too. Yeah, I've taught her how to what I call anchor, to stand still when I clean up after her and stuff. So we've done some work like that. Um, so she will be 8 in August, but she's healthy. She acts a lot younger. She doesn't act like an old dog.
Yeah,
Um, and I have registered her as a support um dog, but I wanted to make sure to, cover my bases too. I have, I don't often take her into places because I can manage it for a while, but I want to be able to feel comfortable doing that.
yeah, yeah. Is she pretty good in general when you do take her out?
Yeah. I mean, she's a terrier hound, so
Okay.
it's been a challenge with like rabbits and cats and squirrels, and we are very much working on that, but she doesn't pull me over. I can
Yeah.
stop her. I mean, I can settle her down and she can sit. She may bark, but we've worked on that over the time that I've had her. She was born a stray, so I've had her since she was about 8 months old, 8 or
Yeah.
9.
Yeah.
And I've been working with her to be polite around other people. I mean, we've done a lot of training. Um, I'm thinking maybe it's, tweaking those things. I take her into Bartell's, I take her into, some stores. So
Sure.
she's comfortable doing that. We haven't tried the bus yet. Um,
Yeah.
but I don't ride the bus that much. So, uh,
Yeah.
for what I've done, she's been pretty good about it. I'm sure there are other things I could do, and I think that's where I'm coming from. I've done a little bit on my own, totally uneducated work with her. Um, but I want to make sure that we are going to be okay, and that, are there other things that I could do to support her better?
Yeah, yeah, we definitely want to make sure that she's not like charging after a prey when she's supposed to be working. Sounds like that's probably one of the biggest things, and that's tough with that mix for sure. But yeah, I mean, if she already has a good start essentially in doing things, and it's just fine tuning what you're doing, then that potentially, could be just fine, right? Especially if she's a healthy 8-year old. I mean, my Dutch Shepherd is almost 8 and she could totally do the work, no problem, right? She's still strong and healthy and active and, and she's got good obedience and stuff. So, yeah, if you're starting with that, it sounds reasonable to think that it's a possibility, right?
And also, you think about get some practice training with this dog, and then your next dog, you'll have a little more experience
Mm-hmm.
to
I
work
was
with it.
also
Yeah, because yeah, 8's definitely getting up there, but you could get some good practice in with that one and then think
Yeah,
about the other dog.
yeah. Well, and I feel pretty lucky because most of my dogs have lived to be of that size, have been 15, 16 years old, 14. So I'm expecting her to be around. She might outlive me.
Yeah.
That's more my concern. But yeah, I just and you know, I guess my other question would be, would you be willing to do, like, set up some private, so that I don't, wouldn't take up a lot of other issues, or would it be more beneficial to be in a class, or could we arrange a private
We
setup?
absolutely, both options are open. We do privates as well. So yeah, that's an option. Let me get to a couple of these other
Yeah.
questions and then we
Yeah,
can
I
get
don't want to
back to
hold up
that.
the,
Yeah, we can get back to that too. But yeah, that is an option is to do some privates for sure. If you are just like want to, tweak a couple things and not jump in the full program. But you might find some benefit. Also, I didn't put the prices up here, but you might find it actually more cost effective to do this program. So I don't know why I didn't put that slide in there. I guess I'll have to update it if I do this again, the webinar again, which I probably will because, okay, so are there other opportunities to join this summer? Yeah, you definitely can join anytime. It's just that this June I'm giving the discounts because I'm trying to find people to help me fine tune the program through June. And so it'll always be available. It's just that this I can't say it's the only time we'll ever offer a discount, but I don't know that we'll ever offer anything quite this good. I mean, that's kind of the point. But yeah, you can join anytime for sure. And we'd be happy to have you when you do. You could also consider doing like, the affiliate type thing to get started and maybe you could help get it paid for that way. Or, I mean, it sounds like it's more of a time issue, which I understand that too. Let's see, Denise. If my dog's already trained with public access and a couple tasks, but just needs help with other tasks. So yeah, if the tasks, that's a good question, Denise. So she wants to know she's already been doing public access, feels good with that. So you could do, it depends what the tasks are. If it's medical alerting, then it would be that. But if it's other, can you tell me what other types of tasks that you are asking about? That would help me answer that question. And feel free to unmute yourself if you're in a place you can.
Okay, so he's already trained with deep pressure therapy,
Okay.
and I just need kind of help with the scent work stuff. So when I have anxiety attacks, I want him to detect the smell versus me just like sitting on the floor and having him do deep pressure therapy over me.
Okay.
Um yeah, basically, I don't know how you guys would train that, or that's
Yeah. So that would be actually more along the lines of the medical alerting track.
Okay.
And what we would do is work with you to identify when and how to take samples that you would train off, odor samples.
Right.
Generally, we use saliva or body odor,
Mhm.
depending on what your symptoms are. So
Okay.
that's one thing that we would talk to you privately about.
Right.
So we could so that we could, work through that and how exact what that would look like exactly. But yeah, that would be a medical alerting because you are asking them to identify the odor of when that physiological change happens and then come alert you to it. And then furthermore, they do like an interruptive type of a thing generally for anxiety, where they
Mhm.
interrupt the anxiety and then do the pressure therapy, and you can do the stroking that helps you with that. So,
Gotcha. Okay.
yeah.
Perfect.
So it sounds
Thanks.
like you have the other pieces in place, just you need the medical piece. So, yeah.
Yeah.
And that track, I know I didn't put the prices on there, so that it's $149 a month to do the each of one of the tracks, and then there's bundle prices. Like if you do two, it's 229. If you do all three, it's 299. So I know I forgot to put that slide on here. I meant to go back
Okay.
and do that actually. Um, so yeah, thanks. Let's see. Okay, so Lydia'd like to get her certified to travel on the train or even airplane. Yeah, yeah, definitely. And that is Yeah, that is definitely a part of the public access track, right? Working on the buses and trains and airplane type stuff. If you are local, I don't know if you're local or not, but we do sometimes go train down at the SeaTac airport. So you don't even have to be that local. If you're sort of local-ish to SeaTac, we've talked about actually doing maybe like a monthly training trip down to SeaTac because we have a handful of service dogs in training that are like long-term projects. So, and we're always happy to have people tag along too. So that's something like if we do that, we'll let you know. And again, that's going to be something that obviously if you are across the country isn't going to work out East Coast. Yeah. All right. Well, maybe I'll come out there someday and take you to the airport. Um,
Yeah,
so
question.
yeah, go for
Um,
it.
so I briefly spoke to you on Facebook. I'm a trainer down in Anacortes.
Oh yeah.
I saw your post about this and I wanted to join to get information on this because I train dogs, but I don't train service dogs. But I do get people that ask me like, hey, do you train service dogs? And I want somewhere that I can refer them to. So I love everything that you've talked about so far. Like, I think this is really amazing. I did join a little bit late and I briefly listened to something about an affiliate program.
Oh, yeah. So I was just going to say that you're exactly what one of the reasons we built the affiliate program because there are a lot of trainers out there that don't do service work. They get asked about it. And yeah, so the affiliate program is basically for any of the service dog courses, and it pays out between 10 and 20% for referrals, and I'm putting together resources so that you're not even having to do like the sales end. It's just if you find somebody who needs it, then you can refer, and there's like an affiliate link that you use, which I'm still totally figuring out how exactly that works. That again, that brings us to why we're practicing these things in June. But for people who sign up between now and the beginning of June for the affiliate program, not like you have to sell anything, just sign up, then we're going to start you at 15%, and then you'll be locked into 15%. So we're really trying to give incentives to get this program up and going, and get the word out there about it, because that really is the hardest part.
And how do you sign up for that? I'm sorry if you already went over that.
No, I did not. I will, if you email me or send me your email
Okay.
address, which I probably already have it actually, because you signed up for this,
Yeah, you
right?
have my personal. I signed up for this with my personal email, and you can email me there.
Okay, so what is your last name? I'm not seeing your last name on here.
Perez.
Perez. Okay. I will send you the affiliate information after we get
Yeah.
off of here. Yeah. So I do. I have like a whole little package that has a info book with all the information in it for the affiliate program and then an application. So I'll send
Okay.
that over when we get off of here.
Were
Um,
you going to be doing another Zoom webinar for just the affiliate?
no, I wasn't planning
Oh,
on
you
it.
weren't. Okay. For some reason, I thought you were, but okay.
No, I mean, I thought it pretty much covers the most same information. Now, I am now part of the affiliate program is going to be a monthly coaching call
All right.
to
That's fine.
help, right, to help, answer questions and continue, educate them on the different programs and stuff, or, just help them be successful, get feedback on resources that might help them so we can build those out and stuff like that. Like if somebody's like, I really think this would help me, we have the program to build out all sorts of funnel pages and stores and stuff like that. Doesn't mean I know off the top of my head how to do it all exactly, but we'll all figure it out together to make it awesome. So, and the affiliate, again, it doesn't have to be for just trainers. This is something that anybody can do. Even if you want to take the program and you're like, well, I can't really afford it, this might be an avenue to help pay for it. Um, but I'm really looking for people there are definitely going to be some boundaries. Like there's definitely, we're not a hard sales organization. Like I don't want any hard sales and I want to make sure everything is very transparent and clear and no stretching the truth on what the program's about. Because I mean, we all know that dog training doesn't happen overnight. And we get a lot of people who do try to come in and shortcut us. We've got stories, let me tell you. And, we're not here to support that. We're here to support the real people that have a legitimate need and are stuck between the DIY and the full service dog programs. So, did that answer your questions, Lorena?
Yes, absolutely. Like I said, I love everything that you guys are doing with this. I think it's awesome. So,
Thank you. It's uh, very encouraging because you do these things and you're like, are we doing all of this? And nobody cares, or it's not, there's always that little bit of doubt. But I have gotten really good feedback so far, and it's encouraging and it just makes me want to do that much better a job. And I know that's how the whole team is, if we really feel like we're going to have an impact, we're going to put our heart and soul into it. So. I do appreciate everybody's positive, um, comments and support more than you can ever know. Um, all right, I am gonna send out a recording of this because I know some people did come on late, some people maybe left early. A lot of people messaged saying they just couldn't make it for this or that various reason, which is totally fine. So I will email this out and we're available. If you have any further questions, the best way to get a hold of us is to text us. I'm going to put the number here. You probably all have it, but this number right here, all of oh no, my number's lock wasn't on. Okay, so that is a textable number that I just posted. And so if you have any questions at all, need to get a hold of us for anything, that's the best way is to text us there. We all kind of watch that number and we are way better at answering texts than phone calls. So, all right. Anybody have anything else? Any other questions, comments, suggestions? Other than figure out Zoom. It's been going great. It's been great. I've been using Zoom over and over and over for things. And then today it was just not cooperative. But look, we're here and we made it through it. So it's all good. All right. Well, again, thank you all for joining and yeah, let me check out that website. Let me know if you need anything. We're here for you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You all have a great rest of your day.
You too.
Bye.